Hey Chuck, how you doing? At the U.S.-Mexico border. We just grabbed some more since the last video I had. This is about another 7 or 8. This time we've got minors, we've got some teenagers, and some people that are a little older. Unfortunately, I hate doing this at night because you guys you can't see everything that's going on. But once we detain them, what happens is we wait for the other truck because we're leaving one truck here because they're coming in so fast. So, you know, you can see some of these guys, they got their suitcases with them. Okay. You can see what's going on here.
Hey, boss, give me a favor.
Okay.
Just a tap it back there, please.
No.
Thank you.
So yeah, you can see. Anyway, what happens from here is these guys will get processed. And I've told you this in other videos. We process them, and they'll go in this truck over here. See, this guy here came to back us up. He's got one of the other ones over there. But the biggest thing is everybody's got to be identified, and it takes time. I mean, you know, the way these guys are coming across right now, see, it's not safe for me to go over there. This, where I'm showing you guys here, this is the open border to Mexico, right where we're standing here. And what the cartel does is the cartel drives these people, the coyotes, bring them right up to the border there. I'll try to show you that light over there. There you go. Okay, so that light right there, just pretend for your sake, that's Mexico, okay? No border right there, nothing, okay? So the cartel drops them off there, and like in this case here, these ones were dressed nice. They got their suitcases, and you know, they're all packed up, ready to come to America. And then what we're doing is we're catching them over here on this little road that we're on right here. Again, this is a different location than where our headquarters is at. Our headquarters is at where the wall ends on the other side of the mountain. So, you know, when you talk about how many people are coming through here, it's just unbelievable. It doesn't stop. It, you know, it's an all-day thing. You got people coming in over there, then when they're grabbing people, you got drugs coming in. And, you know, they'll use the people to divert you from the drugs. And, you know, and then God knows what else. You've got people that are, you know, being human trafficked or, you know, whatever else. So I'm going to keep showing these videos as they come in. My idea and point here is we want to show you guys that this truly is a crisis. I mean, keep in mind, we're assisting the Border Patrol, okay? We're working with them because they are way understaffed. The Border Patrol can't be everywhere all at the same time. So we're filling in the gaps for the Border Patrol. Well, look, you got 2 trucks tied up right now with just 7 people that were apprehended, okay? And so, again, that being the case, that's 2 trucks that aren't available. Well, in the meantime, you got how many other places around this mountain and unwalled area for these people to safely cross? And that's kind of the idea. That's the point that we're all trying to make, why the wall is so necessary, okay? As long as they stay on the Mexico side, we're good to go. But if they're sneaking across here and we're not at least documenting them before we release them, I mean, yes, it is catch and release, and we need to end that. But if you're not catching them before you release them, we don't know anything about them. At least with catch and release, you know, we know something. We can stop some of the people that we think have criminal records or they might have association to terrorism. And we kind of have at least an idea of who's here. It's not a good situation no matter how you look at it. The bottom line is they shouldn't be coming in. There shouldn't be catch and release. And we should close the borders down to the people that don't come here legally. But to say that this isn't a crisis, and to say that, you know, when you have 1 month where you have 76,000 people coming into the country, and, you know, like I said in my last video, that's the size of a small city. To say that that's not a crisis, you're out of your mind. And I don't care what side of the Constitution you think you're on, like some of these guys like Rand Paul and stuff. Okay, guys, here we go. Now we got the van. So now we've got 3 Border Patrol tied up. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. It gets even more ridiculous. Hey, Ray, how you guys doing? Hi, Deborah. Okay, so now we got 3 Border Patrol tied up on 7 people. Now this guy's going to have to transport them. This is the stuff people don't think about, okay? Hey, Laura, thank you very much. Thanks, Atomic News. Thank you. We're just trying to get the message out here to show people what's going on, and that you know, we're helping the Border Patrol. They're working with us. We have a great relationship with the Border Patrol here, and they appreciate the help that we're giving them. And as you can see, they need it. I mean, it's just, there's too many areas here that are vulnerable. So this van over here, guys, our 3rd vehicle that just came to the party. 2, there's 3. Now that van's going to be tied up. He's a transportation guy, so he's going to have to transport them to where they're going to be processed, which is, I guess, what you would call the 3rd step in this craziness. And then eventually they got to go to a detention center. Now, I want you guys to think about something. At the rate these people are coming in, these detention centers, they got no room. They're going to run out of room. You can't just keep bringing in thousands of people every day and then giving them medical attention and everything else. It just doesn't work that way. So, I mean, these guys have, you know, you got to really support the Border Patrol because they're not getting any extra money to add any more Border Patrol. And I can tell you right now, I mean, yeah, we're helping them, and yeah, we're taking some of the slack in certain areas, but I know that even with us helping and not having a wall, I know that, you know, people are still getting by us. They're still getting by us. This is a business. You can't look at this any other way than a business. And for the Democrats, they love this business because they say, wow, we got voters coming in. And you guys watch. You watch what I'm telling you right now. Every one of these vans that we haul away, they're going to take your tax money. They're going to take your health care. Okay? And not only that, they're going to become a voter. And I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to go to those sanctuary cities. They're going to vote for those crazy Democrats, and those crazy Democrats are going to want to take these people and turn them into voters. So that's the game. That's how this works. And you can see these guys are just, you know, you got to get a van, you got to get a truck. And they keep pouring in. And so, you know, when you hear some of the numbers coming out of the border, on a previous video, I said that there was 700 captured in one day at one entry point. Understand that 2 weeks ago, and this is a fact, and you guys, you fact checkers out there who want to fact check, last Wednesday was the record-setting day for crossings in El Paso, Texas. That is a fact since the Border Patrol started. So when you hear these numbers being thrown around, the numbers are real. Just because we apprehend 2 or 7 or whatever here, keep in mind, in this 20-mile stretch of the border, you know, you got groups of 150, 200 people at some places declaring themselves to the Border Patrol. And same issue there is you've got to process them. You've got to, again, tie up people and manpower. I can tell you right now, a group of 50 people requires about 8 to 10 Border Patrol agents on the scene. So that's 8 to 10 Border Patrols that are gone, that aren't present. And these coyotes, they know when to strike. And they'll use people. They'll send in a large group of people, and they'll tell them to run, or they'll tell them to surrender to this particular Border Patrol because they know it's going to get everybody out of there. And while these guys are doing this, the coyotes move over to their other business, the drug business, and then they start shipping drugs. So a lot of aspects to the border that I think a lot of people don't understand. And it's a war out here, man. It's a border war. But you're not going to see this on CNN. You're certainly not going to see this on the other networks because they're not going to come out here and go into some of these areas that we're going into with the Border Patrol where the cartel is active. They're not going to take those kind of risks. And this war is mainly being fought outside of the public attention. Like even in El Paso, if you were to ask the people of El Paso, do they think this is a crisis? They'd probably tell you no, because they're not over here on the mountain fighting this war. Most of this stuff is being done on the hill. It's being done in the middle of the valleys and the ditches out in the desert. It's not something that's visible to them. And they don't understand that if it wasn't for the 24/7 protection of the Border Patrol and other people helping, they would have an influx. They would have so many people come into their cities, they wouldn't know what to do. And I don't know. People just, this is a serious, serious thing. The United States Constitution Patriots, they're the ones working with the Border Patrol. We're the ones that got people down here getting stuff done. And, we're going to stay here 24/7 until they get us a wall. They get us some security funding for the Border Patrol. And until we get, another thing I want to see happening is we need to end catch and release. That needs to end.